I'm coming in live from the second floor of Pioneer Street Market, known also as PSM. This is inside HMR parking compound along Reliance Street in the city of Mandaluyong. And this is Kapehan Night. This is one of the community nights brought to you by Decaf Coffee Republic. This is Coach A, and I'm a certified life coach. You're joining me for tonight for another Coaching Tuesday. And this is Kapehan Night. And for Kapehan Night, we talk about life, money, relationship, and anything under the sun, including the sun. We talk about things that you don't want to hear, you don't want to talk about, but simply you want to be informed. And for tonight, you're joining me for something that many people would like to talk about, would like to hear about. Let's talk about money. So I don't know if you have a lot of money or you're looking for money, if you are making money, or you are in a season where money is a challenging term to you. For many people, when they hear the word money, it sparks life. For some people, when they hear the word money, it creates depressions. So I don't know where you are at this point in your life right now, but tonight, I'm going to share with you an opportunity to clear the air surrounding the entire money issue. And if you are there right now, you're joining me live from your home, from your office, from their car. For those people who's joining me while going home, driving along the traffic in EDSA, so thank you for joining me. To all the coaches from the US, hello, Master Coach Kendra, thank you for joining us this moment. By this time, it's 8 o'clock, so it's 7 a.m. in the US, so hello. Thank you for joining me. Going back, tonight it's gonna be all about money. And when you talk about money, you talk about many people saying that money is the roots of all. Why do you want to say evil? Okay, so I don't believe in that. Okay, if you have a lot of money, okay, that is not the root of evil. I believe it is the love of money that is the cause of all evil. Okay, but depending what do you mean by love. So for tonight, we're gonna dispel all the old myth. Okay, so money would always be unimportant. Sabi nila, it's either money is bad or money is unimportant, because if you make it important to your life, it will virtually become the most important thing in your life, and it starts to ruin you. Do you believe in that? I don't. Coach A coming in. Okay, I don't. I believe when you make money as an important and integral part of your life, the question is, why do you make it important and why it is important to you? Alright, so for tonight, I have beautiful guests on floor, so I am not alone. Hello, guests. Okay, thank you. For all the first-timer, welcome. It is always an opportunity to meet new people, and the very reason why we invite you to come on floor, because I start at the beginning offline, and then I end up also offline, and I tell you the most beautiful and meaningful insights of my talk is really happening after I got offline, because here we get to hear from people. Hi, Coach Lynn. Okay, we've got to hear from people who have received the message, and their insights will really mind-blowing many times at the end of my talk. All right, so now here's the thing. What is money to you? Okay, when I start, I ask my guests what comes to their mind when they talk about money. Okay, and then I proceeded in challenging them, so let me challenge you also there, to have a mental picture of money. What is money to you? Do you talk about gold bars? Do you talk about paper bills? Do you talk about a file of coins? Do you talk about diamonds? Do you talk about precious stones? When you talk about money, do you talk about, or do you have a mindset of a treasury? Have you seen a treasury? Have you seen a vault? Okay, for some people, when they talk about money, they see, ding, 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 okay, the vault and the treasury and everything. For some, it's about the bank, okay? For some, it talks about the stock market. When you see the bar and the graphs, that's money to them, okay? For some, when they see the dollar sign, that's money to them. So, but if your dollar says only $1, I don't like it. So if it's peso and it talks about billions, that's better, okay? But what is money to you? What is money to you? When somebody asks you what is a relationship to you, you can easily identify. Relationships are valuable things that I have. When you talk about what is friendship to you, it's easy. But when somebody asks you, what is money? What is money? Are you comfortable talking about money? Wow, wonderful. Are you comfortable talking about money? I want that. Okay, I want that. More. Are you comfortable talking about money? Okay, if you're not, you have to go out. Okay, because tonight, we're going to be talking about money. I love that. Okay, what is money? Let me deal into it. What is money? Money is the harvest of our production. Okay, money is what we receive for our production. Money is what we receive for our services. Money is what we receive from everything that we do. Money is what we obtain for the things that we give out to the world. Money is the reward that we receive. Money, okay, is the actual representation of how much we have given out to other people. Money is actually the value of the services, the minds, the thoughts, and even our dealings. Yeah. Have you thought of money as that way? Quite often, okay, we say, I'm looking for money. But how many times you say, I'm looking for opportunities to create things that money will be an exchange? Because money is just an exchange. Okay? We do something, we get paid. And that's money. Sometimes we do things that we are just so in love with and we get paid. Isn't it? Sometimes we just sing. Okay, we have singers in the house. I don't sing. Okay, but I always look to people who can make their talents an opportunity to make money. For some people, you can simply love and you get money. Have you thought about it? There are people who can love wonderfully and they are well taken care of by their spouses. Okay, yung mga in love dyan. Alright, so money, okay, is an equivalent of what we're able to bring out to the world. Money is the equivalent and the reward of the production and the services that we give out to the world. So the question would always be here. Do you know that the amount of money that we receive is always in direct proportion to the demand of the things that we do? Our ability to do it and the difficulty of replacing us. Here, let me repeat that. Do we know that the amount of money that we receive and the amount of money that we have right now is in direct proportion, in direct ratio to the demand for the things that we do, our ability to do it, and the difficulty of replacing us? So the more valuable of you, the more irreplaceable you are, the more in demand of what you do, the more money you have. So my question is, who among you here doesn't have that kind of formula? At tumahimik tayong lahat. Alright, I am just starting. Okay, I am just doing my introduction. Okay? In our economy, okay, it is always our human skill. Okay, it is our human skill, our body, our mind, our business ideas that is being paid with money. And the higher the demand we have for the things that we do, our ability, our skills to do it, the more money we have. So my question is, if that is the formula, how many in us here right now do great things with high demand and having a difficulty to replace us? Ibig sabihin, ang hirap palitan ng ginagawa natin, and suffering from loss of money. Interesting. Let me change the question. How many of you here knows that there is a big demand for what you do? Guys on floor, how many of you? Oops. Let me ask again. Okay, ako ba? Okay, let me ask again. How many of us here believe, okay, that whatever we do, okay, there's a big or high demand for it? Alright? You're sure of it? Okay. How many of us here believe that our ability to do what we're able to do right now commands a high value of money? So, bakit mabagal na, right? So, I always see this. Okay, are we a lion seeing a kitten or a kitten seeing a lion? Okay, kittens, hands. Yeah. So how many of you here, how many of us here believe that our ability to do the work that we do today commands a high value of money? How many of us here believe that it is difficult for us to be replaced? Okay. So there is a demand. Our ability to do it commands a lot of money, and we are difficult to be replaced. Agree? Is that you? Okay, so do you have a lot of money? Parang hello. Okay, for all my online guests, just to let you know, there's a lot of people on floor. I just cannot hear their voice, okay? So, do you have a lot of money? So why? So why? That's what we're going to be talking about right now. Okay? So that's what and where I want to go. All right? So I started with saying that money is the result of our production. Money is the result of what we do. Money is the result of what we give out to the world. Money is our reward for doing things. Okay? So if we believe that there is a demand for what we do, the way and our ability to get to do it commands a high value, and we are hardly irreplaceable. So how come we don't have money? How come we don't have money? What? We spend a lot, sabi niya. Okay. Let me illustrate that. A janitor is just as important as a human being and just as important as a carpenter and a surgeon. Think about it. Would you agree with me? Yes. Yeah. A janitor as important as a carpenter, as important as a driver, okay, as important as a truck driver, and as important as a lawyer and also a brain surgeon. But how come the brain surgeon earns more? Why?
It's hard to replace it.
Because it's hard to replace, and because it will take a lot of training, a lot of time to replace the surgeon. Right? It's more expensive to learn the skills. Okay? The way we're in money, there are three things. Okay? We use our brain, our body, or the built-in system. Ito yung mga investors. We just go with the systems and we just make money. You know that, okay? Those people who's making a lot of money, it's either you trade your brain, your body, or you trade on built-in systems. You got stocks, you have multi-level marketing, you have business that you invest, that's what you do. Now, but here's the thing. How many of you have really put a lot of time working on something, toiling on something, knowing that eventually you will be paid high for that? Coach Philip, what do you do? Come on, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
I study, I learn, I grow, I improve myself, I help people.
And you know that at the end of the day, that will command a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah. See? The reason why we don't have money, or we feel we lack the money, it's because many times, it's not how much we spend. Well, it is also true, because if you spend 100 and you spend 300, you lose money. But many times, people wants the money, needs the money, demands the money, but are not willing to do what the money takes and what commands. You have heard the word easy money? Have you heard of that? Okay. Most of the working people, think about it, most of the working people have everything the wealthiest population have, only on a smaller scale. Example, the wealthy would have a car. A normal people would also have a car. But what kind of car? The billionaires would have home. You also have homes. Maybe not mansions. So, everything the wealthiest and the world's famous people have exactly what we have, but it in different scale. So where is the scale becomes disbalanced? Why can't we have what the billionaires and the millionaires and the wealthiest have? Why? Why? Why do you think we cannot?
The value they have created.
Because of the value they created. More than the value they created, they have something in mind that many of the populations of the world don't have. Okay? I'm gonna take it from Nightingale. He said, with only a fraction of the world's populations, we in the free world have only half of the world who understand how do we define the money. Okay, who comes here and say, I need money? Sino po dito may kailangan ng pera? Ayaw mo, sir? Akin na lang. Mayaman, okay. Now, let me ask you, what that money is for? Yes, sir.
That money is not only for myself, for my family, but for other people as well.
Not only for yourself, for your family, and for other people. Correct? Who else? What is money for? I think most of us would have that.
Continuation of passion.
Continuation of your passion.
Kasi kung wala kang money, hindi ka makakakain.
Okay.
Pag di ka makakain, mamamatay ka.
Okay.
Hindi mo na magagawa kang
Okay. Wonderful. Yes, Coach Philip.
The purpose of having money is to make the world better.
I agree with you. Now, let me throw in the next question. I love this, okay? How much money do we need? I agree with you. I believe everybody wants a better world.
Yes.
Make a difference. I believe all of us wants that. Okay, how much money do we need?
A lot.
A lot.
Also, what is that? A lot.
Billions.
That's the difference of the billionaires. They know how much they need. So how much do we need? Come on, let me challenge you. How much do we need now? How much do we need? That's where the difference of the world's wealthiest comes in. Because they know how much they need. They say, seek and you will find, ask and you will receive, knock and the door will be opened to you. How much do you ask? How much do we seek? So how much do we need? Exactly right now, do you know how much you need? Come on now, how much do we need? Okay. Some people refuse to do the job required for them to get that money that they want. But let's assume that you are all responsible people, we are all responsible beings, that we are willing to do whatever it takes for us to get that money that we want to change the world, to make the world better and everything. All right, done. So how much do we need? How much do we need?
I think, like, it depends on how each person appreciates the amount or the value of that money. As for me, if you're gonna ask me, like,
Yes.
for as long as I can appreciate it for my lifetime, that's basically how much I need that amount of money.
Okay.
Because after all, it's useless if, I will be given a lot of money and I don't appreciate that anymore, you see. I think, like, for as long as I appreciate it for my lifetime,
So what is that about that you can still appreciate?
a lot, actually. A lot.
What is that about, sir? Sure, ma'am.
Because I mentioned that, it's not only for myself, for my family, but for
Yes.
like, touching other people's lives as well. Because nowadays, you cannot help other people without monetary thing.
Without being monetized. Yeah, absolutely. Good.
So as far as I'm concerned, I can only identify the importance of money for as long as I appreciate it. And
Yeah.
I need a lot of it. But who knows as to how long I can live in this world? Nobody knows. It's
Yeah.
only God who can identify that. So I don't know exactly, but I need a lot for other people to be touched by me.
Okay. Number one, I'm gonna take off from what you said. All right. The amount of money that we need okay, must also be the amount of money that we can handle.
Yes.
All right. So that's what you're saying. And the amount of money that we can handle is the amount of money that we can enjoy our rewards, that we can enjoy our achievements, we can have personal satisfaction, and the last portion is we can still have the peace of mind. That's the value of money. That's actually what you're saying. Now, let me go back again to my question. How much money do we need? 30K? 50K? Okay. There are two distinct steps that we must take to understand that. First, it is really important that we know exactly how much money do we really want. I started with asking how much money do you need? You do not know what you need. You were right. Now the question because is how much money do you really want? The need and the want are different. So one thing that you have to define is how much money do you really want? Because they say that the money you really want is the money that you can really handle. It's not what you want. It's not what you need. All right? Many people feel that they need the gigantic a lot of money, and even if they get all the gigantic file of money, that's not still what they want. Okay? Now, how much money do you really want? Once that decision is made, here's the thing. The next portion is to forget the money. Listen up. The moment you now know how much money you want, how much really money you want, when you define it, forget it. Define para kalimutan? Yeah. Forget it. Because the next step is to concentrate on improving what you can do until you've grown to the size that it will fit and naturally earn that income that you want. Okay? Let me explain that. The moment that you understood and define how much money do you really want, not what you need, forget it. The need is temporary. Your need today will change tomorrow. Your need tomorrow will change next year. And your need yesterday was not the same of your need today. All right? So forget about your need because that's all temporary. What I'm saying here is how much money do you really want? When you have defined that and have a mental picture of that money that you really want, forget about it. And you focus now of what can you do to improve, to become better, and to be the person, okay, of a size that is worth of that money that you want. Because if you continuously improve, if you continuously focus on who you are, what you give to the community, what you give to your work, what you give to your family, what you give to the people around you, what you give outside of your skills, you will naturally grow so big and it will size at the size of the money that you want. That will naturally fit in to the money that you want. That's the very reason why there are people who say, they never stop. You've seen those people? They never stop. And many times you say they were greedy. No, they're not greedy. Let me burst that myth. No, they're not greedy. Because there are people who continuously make money, not because they're greedy, but because they have so much generosity in their heart that they want to help. That they have so much in their hearts that they have a lot of projects. That they have so much in their hearts that they don't even touch the money, but they continue to make money. Would you agree with me? There are people like that. So when you say, people don't stop making money because they're greedy, I want to burst that myth because it's not true. It's not true. Maybe that's what you heard. Maybe those are the stories that normally that's being publicized, but that's not the real color of the world. Let me just ask all of you now. If you get a lot of billions right now, I don't think you will just run away and say, hey, okay, let's splurge. I don't think you're going to do it. And I'm going to guarantee with you, I'm going to bet with you, there's a lot of people I met in my lifetime, and I believe you will also meet a lot of people in our entire lifetime who have a lot of billions in their lives, but still keep working, not for themselves, but for other people. All right? So what's the point? The point is, the moment you desire so much of that money, it's not wrong. But the thing is, how much of you desires to grow to the size of that money that you are paid according to that size? So let me go back to the question. Are you doing right now a work that is worth of demand, with such ability, with such capacity, and that is hard to be replaced? Who among us here right now have that kind of work? Yes? Tahimik tayo? Okay. Okay? Yes, Coach. Coach A. Coach A. Okay, let me just read this. Here's never enough money unless we truly understand what's the purpose of money. Absolutely. And when we understood, actually, when we understood the purpose of money, there will not be enough of money because the heart of the money is to make the purpose happens. We need that. That's the tool. All right, now, there are three amounts of money a person should decide upon. Do you know that? There are three. The first is, what is the yearly income that you want to earn? Number two, what is the amount of money that you want to have in your savings? And what is the amount of money that you want to retire? Whether or not you will retire from work. If that three amounts of money is not clear on you, which is your need, then you cannot move on to what you really want. Let me repeat that. Okay? Many times, we cannot define what we really want because we cannot define what we need. And what do we really need? We need the yearly income. We need the future money that we want to have in our savings for our emergency. And we need that kind of money to make a retirement. Remember that retirement could be retirement from work, but not retirement from life. After we retire from work, it's the time we start doing the things that we really want in life. So do we have that kind of amount? Okay, honestly, who among you here have that three amounts in mind? You have it, sir? Coach Doms? Sir Romel, you've got it? Yes, Rog, you have it? So, let me pull the curtain, okay? Start by saying, you've got to define how much you really want so you can forget it and start focusing on the things that you do so you get to the point where your value is equivalent to the size of that money. But you cannot define what you really want if you cannot define what you really need. So what are the three things of money that you really need? Your yearly income, your savings, and? Okay. Do you know that when you're able to do that, you belong now to the estimated 5% of the world? Because there are only 5% of the world who's able to do that. So you start defining that. Start defining the three items. Because after you decide on those items, you will start moving to identifying how much money do you really want. And when you start identifying how much money do you really want, you will start focusing now on doing the things that you are so good, that you are so capable of, and the things that you are so wonderfully created that you can start performing with absolute value beyond you can imagine. Where money is concerned, there are two kinds of people. Alam nyo ba yun?
Two kinds of people.
Yeah, there are two kinds of people. When you talk about money, okay, who amongst you here have needs for money? Yeah, needs for money. Need. Gusto nyo na pera? Okay. Who amongst you here have needs for money and the money that you have is less than the need? Need, not the want. This is your need, okay? And this is the money that you have. So you have more needs than the money that you have. Sir Romel lang ata yung hindi. So, hinam tayo kay Sir Romel. Sabi ni Sir, hindi siya sure. Alright? My question is, how many of us here have more money, okay, than our needs? Or do we have needs higher than what we have? Which is the normal of the population. Do we need that? Most of the time we say, this is my need and this is the money I have. Alright? Now, when you talk about money, there are only two kinds of people in response to how they meet the gap. The first group is, which is the majority, they cut on what they want to fit in their incomes. Sino kayo doon? Yeah, cut on the expenses. The minority makes their income fit. Now, what is better for you? Let me repeat that again. If this is your need, and this is your income, this is your money, the majority will cut the needs to fit the income. The minority will increase the income to fit the needs. Who are you there, and what fits you better? Sir, what fits you better? Tingin mo. Increase the income. Increase the income. Okay. But why is it in the world we are told that? Okay? Make a budget to what you earn so it fits your budget. So it fits your income. That is most of the myth that triggers people just staying behind what they really need, and they cannot move to what they really want. You understand the paradox? That's the paradox of money. Because we were told, make your budget. And what is budget? What is budget?
The amount of money you have to spend.
Yeah. Never do we think, minority of the people would say, this is really what I need, and this is my income, then I have to toil, so it meets here. Because we always have the mindset that when you see this, you say, you're just greedy. You're just not contented. Make sense? That's the very reason why only 5% of the world's population make it to the top. Because of the mindset, because of the paradigm, because of an understanding what money is. Are we in agreement? Are we in agreement? Do you get this? Okay? Many times when we talk about money, we receive a lot of thoughts, we receive a lot of insights, and we receive a lot of suggestions how to manage our money. But rarely do we understand that there's really an understanding that we have to take about money, what we need, what we want, and the purpose of money, and why do we make money. If we don't understand exactly how to move from needs to wants, and from wants to fuel and to trigger our ability to produce wealth. It's written in the Bible, the Lord that we serve gives us the ability to produce wealth. So why God would give us the ability to produce wealth is because the productions of wealth creates the world as beautiful as it is, because it's an instrument and because it is a tool. But many times when you say, this is the need, this is your money, what do? Cripple this, cripple this, cripple this, so it becomes here. So if we continue to do that, who else will create money? At the end of the day, all we need to do is to create a plan, the roadmap, and encourage and press ourselves on a destination that knowing that in advantage as we press to the plan, as we move to the map that we created, we will get to the destination where the money we want is equivalent to the productions that we are able to create. And you see, when you produce more, the world becomes a better place. You want more of this? You produce more of yourself. You produce more service. You give more of your talent. You do more of what you're so good at. So what will happen to the world? It will be a beautiful world. But if you always come to a mindset wherein, all right, this is your need, this is the money, then let's just deplete it, where is growth? Remember that for us to continue moving, for us to continue growing, we have to have the growth mindset. And the growth mindset begins with an understanding that whatever we want, it can be compensated with the quality of work, with the quality of effort, with the quality of dedication, and with the quality of determination that we can give out the best service, the best productions out of the best ability. Without that, we will continue to retaliate about life, and we will not realize that money is a direct value of who we are. Money is like happiness, it's an effect. It's a result of a cause, and the cause is your valuable service, your valuable contributions to the world. When we keep money in its proper place, money is a servant, and it's nothing more. Okay? It's a tool with which we can live better and see the world better. It's a tool and an instrument where we can see all our ambitions coming to place. It's an opportunity. It is really the set of system. Okay, yung money, we can have it as a set of system. Kaya sabi niyo, sir, kanina, tao. Diba? For some people, it's a process. Because technically, money is a set of system. Okay, put it all together, that makes the world go round. Okay? All businesses, money. You is a money. Tingnan mo yung katabi mo, that's money. Come on, take a look at the person next to you, that's money. Ask what that person do. Come on, ask that person what that person do. Ask the person next to you, what do you do? Sir, what do you do? Graphic designer. Let me take it from that. A graphic designer, a singer, a performing actor. If you become a broker for a graphic designer, do you make money, right? So who's the money? That person. We are the money. We are the money. We are the producing. We are. And the money that you see in circulation is a direct proportion of the service and the quality of service that we give out to the world. We are that tool. We are that opportunity. That's why there was a time, I share of this story, there was a man who's getting me as a consultant, and he asked me, if you do all of these things and I don't pay you, is it okay with you? What will be your answer?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah? I really got that. Okay? I met a man, very wealthy. Okay? They asked me, and they said, okay, you need a consultant, and this woman can be the best for that. And I was there, I was looking all the papers that he needed me to do, and I was going through the paper. I don't know if he's watching. I was going through the paper. He asked, okay, would you take this contract for nothing? Would you do this job and I will not pay you a single centavo? Romel? You would say no? No?
It depends.
It depends? Okay? You know how I answered him? I said, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take this contract for nothing. As long as you're gonna pay for my bills, you're gonna pay for my car, you're gonna pay for my you're gonna pay for my schools, my children's school, you will pay for my mortgage, you will pay for everything. I don't need the money. I don't need to see that money, but you will have to provide the quality of life that I want and I need, and I tell you that's very expensive. Well, of course, you must guess it. I got the deal. I said, yeah. You're brilliant. You got it. I said, yeah. I don't need the money. I need what the money will give to me. And I still hold that today. You take all the money, I'm good. Just give me the value of that money to me. It's good to have a money and the things that money can buy. But it's also good to check up once in a while to make sure that you haven't lost the things that money can't buy. I believe that's where the attractions would always come. The very reason why we are very reluctant and we have a different mindset about money is because we lose track to check regularly the things that money cannot buy. When we see the value of money, when we see what money can buy, when we see what money can give to our lives, it is also important that regularly we check on ourselves and check on our lives and see that we have not lost all the things that money cannot buy. Because at the end of the day, money cannot buy your health, money cannot buy your home, money cannot buy your relationship, money cannot buy your dreams to make this world a better world. Okay? Money cannot buy the essential portion of you, and that is you. Because if we've lost you, then there's no creator of money, there is no maker of money, and there is no multiplier of money, and there will be no deployment of money. So ultimately, it's all about you. You can have what you want, but you only have to make up what you really need in life. Is it the money? What money can do? Or what the money cannot buy? And what is essential of all of these things is the very person who is behind of this, and that's you. As long as you remain beautiful, as long as you remain with your purpose, as long as you remain exactly what God have called you to do, the money, the values that you do, the amount of the things that you do, the creations that you do regularly will keep its value, because your value is not dependent on how much you make it, but it's dependent on the God who called you, or the God who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and the God who makes you the valuable person as you are. This is Coach A. Thank you for joining me for another Kapehan Night. Good night, everyone.